What up, everybody? What up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of What? AC Reviews the World. I am your host, AC the Engineer, and we are at episode 102. Yep, 102. It is January 6, 2026. I'm getting used to saying it. I used to mess up a lot the beginning of the year. I used to keep saying the last year, but January 6, 2026. It's a beautiful day, beautiful day. Hopefully everybody had a good day, but it is time for the best afternoon show in the world. That's what I like to say, the best afternoon show in the world. And this is where we go over some of the craziest stories. Well, today we got 4 different topics, so we're going to go over some crazy stories that we need to review together. But you know how I like to do it. Let's jump right into it.
Sensational.
Yes. Let's have some sensational time today. But today we're going to be talking about the first thing we're going to be talking about today is we got to go over I think it's called Flagler. There's a traffic stop that we need to go and look at where they ended up getting a kidnapper. Yes, I said it. A traffic stop getting a kidnapper. So let's get over into that. We got 3 videos to look at with this. So let's see what it's talking about. It's a crazy situation no matter what it is. But let's see what all happened.
A lot of things were done to this young man that will probably traumatize him for a long time to come.
Disturbing new information tonight after deputies find a registered sex offender in a truck with an 11-year-old who had been reported missing. That man, Darnell Hairston, is now facing charges including kidnapping and battery by strangulation for what deputies say he did to the 11-year-old. I'm Stuart Moore.
And I'm Summer Knowles. Flagler County deputies rescued that 11-year-old during a wild traffic stop, all caught on camera. West 2's Haley Crumblehome joins us live. And Haley, it appears all 3 seemed to know each other.
Yeah, that's right. Hairston seemed to be somebody in the Flagler Estates area that helped kids fix their ATVs. So he knew kids that hung around there, lived around there. We also believe that the 11-year-old and 15-year-old knew each other because the sheriff's office believes the reason for the kidnapping may be because the 11-year-old said something to the 15-year-old in a group chat about a sexual assault allegedly involving Hairston.
This is a lot to take in, Let's keep going.
Put your hands behind your back. New charges tonight for this man, Darnell Hairston, a registered sex offender seen in this body camera video running from deputies after he was pulled over in Bunnell on December 31st. Deputies said 2 other people were taken out of the truck. A 15-year-old accused of taking off in the truck while deputies wrestled with Hairston. Ultimately, the teen is accused of ramming into a deputy's cruiser before crashing. The other person taken from the truck, an 11-year-old boy who had been reported missing days earlier. An arrest report says he asked the deputy who found him, "Can you help me?" and said he was worried he would be killed that night.
A lot of things were done to this young man that will probably traumatize him for a long time to come.
Sheriff Rick Staley said after interviewing that 11-year-old, Hairston is now facing charges including kidnapping, aggravated child abuse, and battery by strangulation. With the boy alleging he was lured to a wooded campsite in Flagler Estates where he was threatened with a knife and a gun, hogtied with shoelaces and an extension cord, and had his mouth duct taped. He also told deputies Hairston choked him until he passed out.
When ultimately he came to, our suspect told him, "You were within minutes of me killing you."
According to an arrest report, the 15-year-old and the 11-year-old were in a group chat on Snapchat where the 11-year-old was talking about Hairston being a sexual predator because of what he did to an unnamed victim. Sheriff Staley said this may have been related to a sexual assault under investigation in St. Johns County, allegedly involving Hairston.
It appears that they concocted a plan to lure the 11-year-old to this rural area in Flagler County and then kidnap him.
According to the arrest report, at one point Hairston told him he could cut his throat right now, or he could be respectful and shoot him in the head, front or back.
Told us that he thought they were going to kill him.
Now, according to the arrest report, when the investigators interviewed Hairston, he told them that he knew that the 11-year-old was missing and said He was just going to take him fishing, have a talk with him before returning him home to his parents. The sheriff says right now Hairston is being held on no bond. Covering.
This is a crazy story. There's a lot to take in. Let's get over into this next video and we get to see the full arrest.
All units 10-3 given. 214 over Josh.
I just forgot the white truck.
I gotta pee. You can hold it.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Go on.
214 flagger! 214 flagger, I got one running. Hey, stop the gun! After 214, the teenager just took off in a white truck.
So we got the old man who's been arrested and the young dude, the 15-year-old who helped lure the 11-year-old into the sexual predator fleeing in the truck. There's some I say this all the time. There's some demons in the world.
Who's got my truck?
Give me your hands!
Hey, I will. You got me. You got me. I said, you got me. You got me. I will cooperate. I will cooperate.
Took the truck as Dwayne
I
Bishop.
can't. Behind your back.
71410.
I can't do that with this.
71410.
I can't. I can't.
Stop! Put your head on the ground!
They told me to give you. You got my hand.
Yes, I got your hand because you
He
grabbed
said
my
give me.
fucking gun!
No, I did not. I said DOT. All right.
Southbound. Southbound towards Royal Palms.
All right, you got me.
Ready?
Yeah.
Give your fucking. Don't do anything stupid.
I'm not. I'm not. Who's got my truck? Who's the truck got my truck?
Good.
Can y'all help
Roll
me?
over. 215 wants to.
Can we get up? I got a piss. I got to really piss.
Lying.
Hey, aggravated assault on LEO.
Can we
You
get
grabbed
up?
my fucking gun.
Okay.
We got ag assault on Leo.
The guy that's driving
with
the
the
truck.
Who
southbound.
took off with my truck? Who the fuck took
This
off
can be
with my
Dwayne.
truck?
Roll over.
Whoever was in your fucking car, you fucking retard.
I'm trying to get up.
Sit up.
Okay, I am. I am not
Stop.
fighting. I'm not fighting y'all. Help me up. Help me up.
You know where child predators need to go, but let's get over into this next one.
Now, new documents reveal the nightmare that an 11-year-old boy went through. He was allegedly kidnapped by a sex offender in Flagler County.
Another teenage boy is allegedly involved in the crimes, too, and is not talking to police right now. Fox 35's Stephanie Buffamonte joins us live with that story tonight. So, Steph, these new details are really disturbing.
John Luann, they are very, very disturbing. These new details that we have into our newsroom from those new documents just paint a picture of the torture that that young boy allegedly went through, and it truly just makes your stomach turn. But first, we will start with the video of the arrest of the 60-year-old man. Darnell Hairston was arrested last week accused of kidnapping and torturing the 11-year-old boy. Deputies say a 15-year-old helped lure the 11-year-old to a wooded campsite and then took the boy's phone away from him. Tonight, we're learning more about the unimaginable.
What kind of sick, at 15, you're luring people over to a predator? At 15.
Torture that that young boy went through. According to new documents, quote, Darnell told the victim 3 more seconds of choking and you would have been dead. At another point, when he was hogtied, Darnell said, again, saying this was because the victim posted in the chat about his sexual assault on his friend, and he could cut his throat right now, or he could be respectful and shoot him in the head, front, or back. Deputy documents also shared with us show that the 15-year-old and 11-year-old spoke through Snapchat before the teen allegedly lured him into the woods.
We believe the 15-year-old was actively involved in the kidnapping and the setting up of the 11-year-old. Now, we're still investigating that part, but his actions, the 15-year-old's actions clearly show, and what we have learned so far clearly show he was involved.
Now, as for how the 15-year-old and the 6-year-old man knew each other, apparently through those documents, it was because they fixed ATVs. Now, in those documents, we also learned that the mother of the young boy went to great lengths to try to find her son. She had spoke with friends, found out that he may be with this 6-year-old man because of the ATV situation. She apparently drove by his house and called him, and that the 6-year-old man, Hairston, had actually threatened the young boy's mother. She, of course, had reported her son missing, which we have reported as well. We have a lot more to go through with these documents that we got into our newsroom. We'll have much more tonight at 10 o'clock. Reporting live, Stephanie Buffmonte.
Crazy situation, crazy situation. Let's pull up this real quick. You know I like to go to the AI overview. Let's zoom out some. Just to give a little, see if we missed anything. So the overview of the incident. So the 11-year-old boy was discovered. He's been missing for 3 days. That's when he told deputies that he had been kidnapped, tied with duct tape, drugged, and threatened with both a knife and gun. So the two suspects, so we got the 6-year-old who we seen in the arrest, Darnell Hairston, a registered sex offender who allegedly lured the boy to a campsite in the woods. He was denied bond on January 4th, 2026. So, thank you. Sometimes I be worried about these judges. So just because I hear so many times of people getting low bonds or something like that, but not denied bond. I like that. And then you got the junior bishop. That's that 15-year-old who was a co-conspirator who used social media to lure the 11-year-old to him. So the stop was initiated from something, see something, say something tip. The citizen who found it suspicious that the sex offender was with 2 young boys. See, I love when the public helps. See something, say something. There's a sex offender with children driving around. You're worried, so you put in a tip. Understandable. So as of today, Hairston remains in custody, and the 15-year-old is in custody in the Florida Department of Juvenile Justice and faces charges including grand theft of a motor vehicle with additional charges about kidnapping. What can drive a 15-year-old boy to help lure an 11-year-old to a sexual predator? Has he done this before? Is this like a habit thing, or is he a sexual predator too? It's a lot of questions that we have about this whole thing. So, but it's a crazy situation. Let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. Absolutely crazy, y'all. Let me know your thoughts. But we're going to pivot over into the next topic that we're going to be talking about tonight. And we got to go over to Ohio. Where we have a double murder that we're going to be looking at. A double murder. So we're going to get over into that and see what all this is about. It looks like there's more new video evidence that came out today. So we're going to jump over into that and see what we can find out. Let's jump into it.
Police in Columbus, Ohio, releasing video of a person of interest linked to the murder of dentist Spencer Tepe and his wife Monique. It shows the person walking in an alley near the couple's home where they were gunned down last week. The couple's 2 children found crying but unharmed in that house. Former homicide detective Brian Foley joins me now. Brian, just an absolutely horrific case now gaining national attention. What are your takeaways from that video that you just saw?
Takeaways is they're starting to make progress once they start putting this video together. And Columbus, Ohio has a pretty decent crime center where they're going to be able to get pieces to get them to their technology and be able to start to track where this person came from or how they got there in the first place. Look, when you get to a husband and wife murder every time, as a homicide detective, in the back of your mind, there's always that murder-suicide thing. This was quickly ruled out. That would have been ruled out by gunshot residue on the victim's hands, stippling, without getting too technical on the crime scene stuff. An autopsy would have determined that this is not murder-suicide, and the Columbus police are certainly pointing in that direction. You hear robbery possibly as a motive. They're going to look for a sign of a struggle within that home. Sign of a struggle within that home will be a very key indication of what happened there.
Two things in the Brown University shooting that I think could be appropriate here. One, any thoughts on the gait, the walking style of this person of interest? That's one. And two, you expect, I'd imagine, that them to be scouring every person's home camera to get any kind of other video on what happened during those hours.
Hey, Todd, this works. It works for cops. It solves homicides when they start scouring for video. They already have a piece here. Like you said, with Brown University, it certainly starts to solve it. But, you know, this is a doctor homicide. And, you know, anytime you have a doctor, dentist, pharmacist, veterinarian, anyone with access to opioids, you begin to look at past patients as well. Was there anything in those regards? It's a very broad case right now.
There's also the matter of the children. How do police navigate the need to interview the two people who could be the only witnesses to this horrific act, with the fact that they don't want to re-traumatize these children?
Yeah, so let's start right from the beginning. Cop gets to scene. There's a murder scene. You have little kids there. Get them out. Get them to medical attention ASAP. I'm certain that's what happened. The hospital will have records for next of kin. Likely they'll get next of kin there. The cops don't typically go find the next of kin. Then they'll get them in medical attention. Could they be witnesses? Certainly the 4-year-old could provide something of value. That is done through a forensic, very carefully with, you know, for lack of a better term, social workers. Not, you know, they're not going into the detective bureau and, you know, with the detective smoking a cigarette asking them questions. It's done very carefully in almost a medical situation, so the kids aren't re-traumatized. The cops don't decide how that's done. You know, it's basically done through the hospitals.
Are police going through financial?
Now, let me say something. So the two younger children were ages 1 and 4. So I don't know if they can get much from the 4-year-old. Of course, you're not going to get anything from the 1-year-old, but I don't know. But of course, they got to talk to him. They have to talk to him. But let's keep going.
Records right now?
Oh, everything. They're pulling everything. Cell phones, social media, financial records, trying to determine what is the motive for this, and the motive will point to a suspect usually.
The thing that we are all wondering now on the motive, the big picture, was this random or was this targeted? And if random, should the people of Columbus, Ohio, be worried?
You know, you watch that suspect walk away. He's not carrying anything big. There's nothing big was stolen. So if this was a robbery, not much was stolen out of the house. As the police are putting out that video of him walking away. Do I think it was targeted? I always suspect targeted almost right away until it's not, until it's random. If it is random, that is scary for residents of any neighborhood where this would occur.
You hear about the family. They were loved. They were kind. People in their community talk so highly of them. You wonder how somebody like that, a couple like that, could ever have any enemies. But that's why we need to look into everything, and that's what police there in Columbus, Ohio will be doing. Brian Foley, is always a pleasure.
Absolutely crazy situation. Do I think it's targeted? You kill the parents and not even harm the children. The time it happened between 2 and 5, just remembering stuff. I can see it being targeted, but I can definitely understand the idea of someone just randomly killing 2 people out of nowhere in the morning is something that no community wants to deal with. Let's get over into this next video and see if they give us any more details.
There's a body. Our friend wasn't answering his phone. We just did a wellness check. We just came here, and he appears dead.
A heartbreaking 911 calls from family and friends of an Ohio couple killed 1 week ago as the search escalates for their killer. Spencer and Monique Tepe were shot dead inside of their Columbus home. The couple's 2 young children also inside, but they were left unharmed. So far, police have given few leads. There's no gun, no signs of a break-in, and no true suspect. But that may have changed yesterday. Columbus police signaling the first possible break in this case, releasing this video showing a person of interest captured by a home surveillance camera within the time window in which police believe the Teppis were killed. News Nation's Alex Capriello joins us live with the very latest developments in this case, Alex.
Yeah, there's still a suspected murderer at large in Ohio. Police working diligently to try to find that suspect. Now a full week after that double homicide. Very few details, Nicole, have trickled out to family, but police say they have received a few tips. Authorities releasing this brand new video they say shows a person of interest. Let's take a good look at it again. It's the best shot police have, showing someone walking down a back alley wearing a black hooded jacket and jeans. Police say this video was shot right.
You can't see anything. All you can see his clothes, but I'm assuming he was prepared for any kind of street cameras because he's got his head down. He's not looking around, hood over his head.
Around the time they believe that double murder took place. The victims, Spencer and Monique Teppi, are parents to 2 young children. News Nation connected with Spencer's brother-in-law, who described the couple as well-liked and admired by everyone, happy people who just didn't have any enemies. He's hoping this new video leads to a break in the case.
When I first saw it, yeah, I do think, you know, suspicious looking person there. It also very well could be, you know, somebody walking home drunk from a bar. Yeah. But, you know, it's evidence nonetheless that hasn't been released until now. And it's good that they're kind of progressing through this.
The couple was discovered with multiple gunshot wounds on the top floor of their home just after 10 in the morning, exactly 1 week ago. Spencer's coworkers were the ones who called police when he didn't show up for work, something that immediately raised red flags. Listen.
We're very, very concerned because this is very out of character. And we can't get in touch with his wife, which is probably the more concerning thing.
At this time, police say they have no reason to believe that this was a murder-suicide. The couple leaves behind 2 young children, as I mentioned, only 1 and 4 years old. Spencer's brother-in-law says, thankfully, he does not believe that those children witnessed the murder of their parents or saw the bloody aftermath.
All right, Alex Capriello with the very...
that is a good thing because one wouldn't probably remember it, but a 4-year-old, that can have lasting damage. But in general, this is a tragic situation, and she's going to need to talk to somebody about it and just deal with the whole situation. It's an awful thing. But let's get over, you know how we like to do it. Let's get over into the AI overview so we can just get a little more detail, see if we miss anything. So like they said, we got Spencer and Monique, 37 and 39, who were found shot in their home. So Spencer is a dentist. And the bodies were found in the morning of December 30th, 2025, after Spencer failed to show up for work. The 2 children, ages 1 and 4, and the family dog were found safe and uninjured inside of the home. The crime occurred in the residence on a 1400 blocks of North 4th Street in the Winningland Park neighborhood. So, cause of death, both victims died from gunshot wounds. Investigators found 3 9mm shell casings at the scene. No forced entry, so that's an important thing. Police reported no obvious signs of forced entry, and no firearms were recovered at the house, which led them to rule out murder-suicide. So no forced entry. Either they left the door unlocked or he was able to get into the house, unlock it somehow. Those are the only 2 options, or let them in. Those are 3 options. Let me know if there's any other options I'm missing. And then the person of interest, like they know they just released that grainy surveillance footage, and that is the person of interest they are looking for. It's a crazy situation. Luckily, no, the kids weren't hurt. The dog, I wonder what kind of dog it was. If it did it bark? Was he in the room with the kids? Was he hiding? Definitely not a guard dog, but it's a tragic situation no matter what, and they are still looking for the killer to this day. He's still on the loose after it's been close to a week now. Absolute tragic situation. We will keep up to date with this, but let me know your thoughts on this and let me know if you disagree with anything I said. It's a tragic situation. We gotta pray for the children. Some people are crazy. The world is getting dangerous, or maybe the world's just always been dangerous and we just don't pay attention to it because we got the power of the internet and more news now. Let me know your thoughts, y'all. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. We're going to pivot over into the next topic for today. And we got to go talk about the old folks. We got to talk about our elderly. We got to talk about our elderly. It looks like an elderly man ended up, abused elderly man leaves a note for the postal worker who ends up helping him get his caretaker arrested. Yes, I said that, but let's get over into this. We got a few videos to look at, and let's see what we can find out.
Caregiver is arrested, accused of victimizing an 81-year-old man. CBS 12 News reporter Al Pefley says the way the man tried to reach out for help from the police is very unique. Al joins us in Lantana.
A caregiver is supposed to take care of an elderly person, not harm them. But police say a caregiver who looked after a man here in his home became violent and tried to strangle him. When this letter carrier stopped by the home of an 81-year-old man in Lantana Monday to deliver mail, he found an unusual note hanging on the man's mailbox. It read, "Call the police." The elderly man who lives in that home put the note on his mailbox after he says a woman who's his caregiver tried to strangle him Sunday.
Well, she got on me, on top of me, and started grabbing my hand that had the cell phone that I was calling the police. And I couldn't call the police because she grabbed it.
He says his caregiver, 60-year-old Denise Williams, was upset with the condition of the bathroom, and she tried to strangle him with both her hands around his neck.
Did you think she was trying to kill you?
No. No, she was just angry.
He says Williams took his cell phone, 2 landline telephones, and his car keys and locked them in her bedroom, and she stole his credit card and checkbook and she left. Without his phones, the victim could not call 911. Fearing for his safety, he got a pen and paper and wrote a note like this one that says, quote, "Call the police," and he hung it on his mailbox next to his front door. The next day, the letter carrier found the note, discussed it with his supervisor, who then called Lantana police, and Williams was arrested.
And what do you think of the fact that...
I wonder why he discussed it with his supervisor, but that doesn't matter. She was upset with how he left the bathroom. He's an 81-year-old man, and she goes to strangle him? And she's 60 years old. Oh, yeah, see, that's
So he actually acted on this note, that he saw it and realized somebody needs help.
I'm very, very happy for that.
He says until she attacked him, Williams had been his live-in caretaker for about 2.5 years, and he paid her $2,000 a month.
I'm sorry for her. I really am. Because she has no place to go right now, other than where she's going after she gets out of the hospital.
The victim is a Navy veteran, a widower, and a retired security guard. We caught up with the letter carrier who saw the victim's note and realized the elderly man needed help. He said he had no comment.
You'd have to go talk to the supervisor at my office.
As far as we can determine, Williams is in a local hospital. Once she's released, the next step would be transferring her to the county jail. She has a court hearing January 29th.
I wonder why she is in the hospital. Let's go over to this next video, see if they give us any more details.
A caregiver is supposed to take care of an elderly.
I guess they won't. Let's go over to
Tonight, what started as a handwritten note inside a mailbox has now turned into a criminal investigation. Lantana police say the elderly man who wrote it was abused by the person hired to care for him.
Our reporter Rachel Perry sat down with an 81-year-old who says he felt trapped and had no other way to get help.
The note was short, but the message was urgent. Just 3 words: call the police.
She almost violently grabbed my hand, and finally I couldn't stand the pain because she was really squeezing it hard.
The 81-year-old man is talking about his now former live-in caretaker, Denise Williams.
And every month, every day, she got a little bit worse.
Things came to a head last week when he says Williams began yelling at him over the state of his bathroom, so he tried calling 911.
She jumped on my chest. I was laying down trying to get my phone, and she just jumped on my chest and started grabbing at my phone. And she finally got it. Scratched me, as you saw.
Telling WPBF 25 News, Williams made sure he couldn't call for help.
Then she grabbed my phone and the 2 house phones, the landline phones, and my car keys, dumped them in a room and locked the door.
But he didn't give up.
So I wrote the little note, put it in the mailbox.
Now help came from an unexpected place. A postal worker spotted the note and called police. Now the victim telling me he's forever grateful they did.
I wrote a little note saying, thank you very much for Monday.
As for his former caretaker, police say Williams was found at a nearby gas station with the victim's debit card and checkbook. She's now in the Palm Beach County Jail on a list of charges, including robbery and battery on an elderly victim.
Let's back it up some. You know, we got to look at 60 years old. What are we doing? What are we doing? You are a caretaker. Obviously not a good one. He was paying you, I think in the last video they said he was paying her $2,000 a month. I don't know if that's good or bad, but she was there to do a job. And she ended up trying to strangle him. Crazy situation.
On a list of charges, including robbery and battery on an elderly victim. In Lantana, Rachel Perry does.
That's a crazy situation, y'all. You already know. Let's go over into a little AI overview, just see if we have anything else. So like they said, it's an 81-year-old Navy veteran in Florida who used a handwritten note to alert the police. So the victim reported that his caretaker of 2 years, Denise Williams, had physically attacked him, jumping on his chest and violently squeezing his hands to prevent him from calling 911. She also allegedly stole his credit cards and checkbook. So she was arrested and facing charges of battery on an elderly person, elderly exploitation, and robbery by sudden snatching. And this happened on December 29th, 2025. Yeah, I wonder why the postal worker had to call a supervisor to make the call. But then he wouldn't. Well, of course, you're not going to make if you're already calling your supervisor just to make the call, you're not going to speak on to the news or anything about it. But this just goes to show you have to be careful where you leave elderly people, who you let them take care of, especially people in your family. Because some people will do your older family dirty. Not care about who they hurt just to try to make a quick buck. Then they'll threaten them so they won't tell you about it. People who hurt, these are some scum who hurt the weakest and the old, the frail. It's a tragic situation. She needs to be punished for her actions. She looks like, she doesn't even look like a good caretaker. Where is she at? They ain't even got a picture up there no more. Oh yeah, those are the bruises. Crazy situation. Take care of your elders, everybody. Please take care of your elders, because sometime in the world, other people won't, or they'll just abuse them. Crazy situation, but at least he made it out alive. At the end of the day, he made it out alive, and she has been arrested, and she will be punished for her actions. Will it be enough punishment? Probably not. Probably not. But let's pivot over into the last topic we're going to be talking about today. The last topic. And let's go over into its absolute tragic scene. We got 3 people arrested in the shooting of a 3-year-old. So we got a few videos to look at. One of these people ended up having a court appearance already, so we'll get into that video as well. Let's get over into it and see what we can find out about this crazy situation. Too many guns on the street, too many people who don't know how to use guns, too many people who use guns for the wrong reasons. It's a crazy world. Let's get into it.
7:05 in DeKalb County this morning, 3 suspects are in custody in connection to a shooting that left a 3-year-old boy in critical condition. 11 Alive Stephanie Chaynock joining us from the DeKalb County Jail this morning. Steph, police say the shooting all started from an argument that happened at a gas station.
Yeah, Aisha, that's right. And also the DeKalb County Police Chief calling this 3-year-old boy just an innocent victim. We know this morning that child remains in critical condition at the hospital after shots rang out outside of a gas station on North Stone Mountain Lithonia Road Sunday night. Now, investigators have said that they used surveillance video footage to identify a vehicle that led them to the arrest of these guys here, 20-year-old Jonathan Tate and 21-year-old Julius Hughes. Also, a third suspect arrested, not pictured here because they're a minor. Now, all three are facing aggravated assault and firearm charges. A DeKalb County Police Chief also
I wonder what the third one looks like.
sharing yesterday how he believes, this verbal argument outside a gas station led to shots being fired and how a bullet ended up hitting this child.
During that exchange, a vehicle stopped at traffic was struck by bullets. Inside that vehicle was a young child. The young boy, he was seated in a car seat. He was not involved in the dispute.
Of course he was.
He was simply riding in the car with his father. His father was not injured.
Was his father in the
Let me
dispute?
be very clear. This child was an innocent victim.
And Chief Patrick goes on to say that this shooting is reckless, senseless, and completely unacceptable. Now, in the next half hour, we're going to hear more from DeKalb County CEO Lorraine Cochran-Johnson, who says she's now sending her love to that child and also his family. Live in DeKalb County, I'm Stephanie Chaynock. Aisha, back to you.
All right, definitely thinking of that family this morning, Seth. Thank you.
How does a 3-year-old become?
Now, I ain't even got words to say about this crazy thing. That's why people are so quick to get into an argument. When they're losing the argument, they'll pull out a gun or they'll stray bullets kill. Luckily, it sounds like he's just in critical condition. But it could have ended that 3-year-old's life right away. Let's get into this video.
A shooting victim. DeKalb police say that child was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time when gunfire erupted just outside of a gas station.
Now, 3 people, including a juvenile, face charges. Atlanta News First, Don Shipman is live with the First Alert breaking news tracker outside the DeKalb County Jail. So, Don, strong words from DeKalb's police chief.
Violence of any kind will not be tolerated here in DeKalb County. Now, in this case, that child is fighting for his life in critical condition, and those 3 people, one of which is a juvenile, are now facing the justice system.
This child was an innocent victim.
DeKalb's police chief calls what happened, quote, reckless, senseless, and completely unacceptable. He's talking about 3 suspects, 20-year-old Jonathan Tate, 21-year-old Julius Hughes, and an unidentified juvenile.
Inside that vehicle was a young child.
Now, I understand why they don't show juveniles, but honestly, if they commit heinous crimes like this, I want to see what they look like. I understand they're juveniles, but I said this plenty of times. This is my big boy crimes need big boy time. Treat them like adults. Show us the picture of that juvenile who was just out here doing stupid, crazy things.
Year-old Julius Hughes and an unidentified juvenile.
Inside that vehicle was a young child. The young boy, he was seated in a car seat. He was not involved in the dispute. He was simply riding in the car with his father.
Chief Greg Padrick says a heated argument escalated to gunfire outside this gas station near a McDonald's on North Stone Mountain Lithonia Road Sunday evening. One of the bullets pierced a vehicle stopped at a red light, hitting a 3-year-old boy strapped into his car seat. A SWAT team executed a search warrant at this home on Rock Meadow Drive. Police say they found a gun and other evidence. Right now, all 3 suspects are now facing gun and assault charges, while the family of the young boy waits to see if their son will survive.
That has to be one of the worst feelings in the world. You're sitting over here with your 3-year-old son, not even doing anything. Argument breaks out in the place you're at. Gunfire happens and your kid gets shot. Oh, that's enough to make you want to black out. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
And police also say that surveillance video helped them track down the suspects. We're live here in DeKalb.
Now let's get over into this next video where we can see him in court facing the judge, one of the suspects.
Well, we are continuing coverage at this hour of another shooting in DeKalb County that we brought to you as breaking news Monday at 4 o'clock. The three people accused of shooting a 3-year-old, they faced a judge just a few hours ago. 20-year-old Jonathan Tate, who you're seeing there, was charged with aggravated assault along with possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, the judge denying him bond. 21-year-old Julius Hughes is facing the same charges as Tate. Both of them are being held at the DeKalb County Jail, but Hughes was actually granted a $35,000 bond with special conditions. Those include house arrest, no contact with the co-defendants or the victim, and no possession of firearms. The judge also denied.
Hold on. I might have heard it wrong. Let's back it up a tad bit.
Judge denying him bond. 21-year-old Julius Hughes is facing the same charges as Tate. Both of them are being held at the DeKalb County Jail, but Hughes was actually granted a $35,000 bond with special conditions. Those include house arrest, no contact with the co-defendants or the victim, and no possession of firearms. The judge also denying bond to a juvenile charged in Sunday's shooting. And with any case, involving anyone under 18, we are not given their identity, of course, because they are juveniles. As for the 3-year-old victim there, we weren't able to get an update on his condition, but as of yesterday, we did know that he was in critical condition. We do know that all three suspects, they were arrested just hours after the shooting. And DeKalb County leaders say that the new real-time crime center was a key in these arrests. We know it just opened in December, and according to the chief of police, since its debut, officers have made over 18 arrests. 5 homicide cases have been solved, and 12 other cases have been cleared. Police released.
Crazy situation, absolutely crazy situation. Let's go over into the good AI overview like how I like to do it. So, as we know, this happened in Georgia on Sunday, January 4th, 2026, around the 300 block of North Stone Mountain. I'm not even going to try to say that road, near McDonald's and a gas station. So the argument broke out between a group of people outside the nearby gas station, which escalated to gunfire, and the stray bullet hit the child. So as of a couple days ago, the child still remains in critical condition. So resting charges. This is crazy. Let's see. So police used gas stations surveillance footage and real-time crime center technology to track the suspect's vehicle, leading to the arrest during a traffic stop on Memorial Drive. So we got Tate and Hughes, 20 and 21, and then you got the unnamed juvenile. You know how I feel about that. So all three face charges of aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during commission of a felony. So the bond that happened today today, bond court appearance. Tate, so the 20-year-old was denied bond, while the 21-year-old was granted a $35,000 bond with strict conditions, including house arrest. I wonder why the younger one or the older one was given bond and the younger one wasn't. Did he have more to do with it? Was he the one who actually fired the shots? I like the hands on one, hands of all stuff. They all just need to not be on the street. I don't want to see any of them on the street. And for $35,000, remember they only got to come with 10%. So it's not enough for me. I feel like they need to just be denied bond all the way around. And of course, we don't know what's happening with the unnamed juvenile. If he most likely is out on bond with his parents. Absolutely crazy situation, y'all. Let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. I say this all the time. The world is a crazy place. But I've seen a comment. Somebody said that it's not the world that's a crazy place. We just got a lot of crazy people in it. And that's a good thing. Yeah. I can clearly see that. We got a lot of crazy people in this world. A lot of people who don't care who they hurt. Just like these. They don't care who gets hurt from them doing their stupid actions. Absolutely crazy, y'all. Let me know your thoughts on any of this stuff. But that is it for the show today, y'all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching now. Thank you for watching later. It's a crazy, place. It's a crazy world. Crazy people in it. If there's crazy people in the world, does it just make it a crazy world? It's a lot of questions. But let me know your thoughts on any of the stuff we talked about, y'all. Like always, please let me know if you disagree with anything I said or if I'm missing the point on anything. We just got to review our world together. We have to review our world together. Like always, these videos will be broken down so you can watch the one. Go back and watch it. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe and hit that notification bell. But remember, y'all, this is AC Reviews the World. AC Reviews the World, and I'm your host, AC the Engineer. Thank you for always watching, y'all. That's it for now. I'll see y'all tomorrow back, starting between 6 and 7. But that's it now. You already know I got to play the outro. Peace.